In this podcast episode, Tucker Carlson and comedian and political commentator Dave Smith discuss a wide array of topics, including the political landscape in the United States, the implications of recent events, and the nature of power and propaganda. The conversation delves into the current state of American politics, the role of key figures like Tim Walz and Donald Trump, and the broader implications of censorship and control in society. Smith begins by reflecting on the rapid changes in the political landscape over the past few months, particularly since the attempted assassination of Donald Trump and the subsequent coup-like atmosphere surrounding the Biden administration. He notes that the political environment feels drastically different now compared to just a few months ago, emphasizing the chaos and unpredictability that characterize the current moment. The discussion highlights how the American public seems to have largely forgotten the tumultuous events that have unfolded, despite their significance. Smith points out that the political predictions for 2024 are challenging, but one certainty remains: the situation will continue to be chaotic. He expresses skepticism about Kamala Harris's viability as a candidate, given her previous unpopularity and the media's sudden shift in portraying her as a cultural phenomenon. He argues that the support for Harris appears to be manufactured rather than genuine, suggesting that the Democratic establishment is attempting to prop her up despite her lack of grassroots backing. A significant portion of the conversation revolves around the concept of propaganda and its impact on public perception. Smith likens the current political climate to a propaganda storm, where narratives are carefully crafted and disseminated to shape public opinion. He cites the example of the media's reaction to Donald Trump's foreign policy decisions, particularly regarding Syria, and how quickly the narrative shifted when it suited the establishment's agenda. Smith emphasizes that the establishment's message discipline is unparalleled, allowing them to control the narrative and maintain power. He contrasts this with the disorganized nature of the MAGA movement, which lacks the same level of cohesion and messaging. This disparity, he argues, highlights the challenges faced by those who oppose the establishment and seek to challenge the status quo. The discussion also touches on the nature of power and who truly runs the country. Smith expresses uncertainty about the individuals or groups that wield significant influence over American politics, suggesting that the true power dynamics remain obscured. He speculates that the military and intelligence agencies play a crucial role in shaping policy decisions, often operating behind the scenes. Smith's reflections on the assassination attempt against Trump lead to a broader discussion about the implications of such events for the future of American democracy. He questions the legitimacy of the current political system, arguing that if the president is unable to fulfill his duties due to external pressures, it raises serious concerns about the functioning of the government. The conversation underscores the idea that the American public is increasingly aware of the disconnect between the political elite and the average citizen. Censorship emerges as a critical theme in the conversation, with Smith highlighting the ways in which big tech companies manipulate information to control public discourse. He points to specific instances where search results and social media platforms have suppressed information that contradicts the prevailing narratives. This manipulation, he argues, poses a significant threat to free speech and the democratic process. Smith expresses concern about the implications of censorship for the upcoming elections, noting that the suppression of dissenting voices undermines the integrity of the electoral process. He calls for a renewed focus on protecting free speech and holding those in power accountable for their actions. The discussion emphasizes the need for individuals to be vigilant and proactive in defending their rights in the face of increasing censorship. The conversation shifts to the candidacy of Bobby Kennedy Jr., with Smith discussing the potential impact of Kennedy's campaign on the political landscape. He notes that Kennedy's positions on issues such as the vaccine and foreign policy resonate with a significant portion of the electorate disillusioned with the current administration. Smith expresses admiration for Kennedy's willingness to challenge the establishment and advocate for unpopular positions. However, Smith also raised concerns about Kennedy's stance on Israel and how it might alienate some of his supporters. He argues that Kennedy's campaign could have been more impactful if he had taken a stronger anti-war position, particularly regarding the ongoing conflict in Gaza. The discussion highlights the complexities of navigating political alliances and the challenges faced by candidates who seek to break away from the traditional party lines. As the conversation draws to a close, Smith reflects on the future of American politics and the potential for change. He expresses cautious optimism, noting that more people are waking up to the realities of the political system and questioning the narratives they have been fed. The discussion underscores the importance of independent thought and the need for individuals to critically assess the information presented to them. Smith concludes by emphasizing the need for a new approach to politics that prioritizes the interests of the American people over the agendas of the political elite. He calls for a renewed focus on issues that matter to everyday citizens, such as immigration, free speech, and foreign policy.